Okay, so you know how we always talk about those hidden layers of thought behind the stuff we see every single day?
Yeah, like how much goes into designing something seemingly simple.
Exactly. And today we're going deep on something I bet you've never even considered: the color of dining chairs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, most people probably just pick what looks nice, right?
Right. But it turns out there's a whole world of intention behind those colors, and we've got the inside scoop from Sunbin, the CEO of ASKT Furniture.
They're huge in Europe, right?
Huge, and they're known for really putting a lot of thought into how they design stuff. So this is going to be fascinating.
Definitely. Whether you're like redecorating
Yeah.
or you just love design, this is going to be a fun deep dive.
For sure. So no more just going, oh, I like blue chairs. We're going to understand the why.
Love it. So, where do we even start with this? Like, where do furniture companies get color inspiration from?
So this is what's so cool about ASKT. They don't just sit in a room with color swatches.
Right. Got to be more to it than that.
Way more. They actually travel all over Europe, like Germany, the Netherlands, the UK.
Oh, wow. To like see what people are actually doing.
Exactly. Going into homes, cafes, showrooms, the whole nine yards.
That's so smart to get a feel for real life.
I know, right? And even more interesting, Sunbin mentioned visiting those little family-run restaurants.
Oh, yeah, like those hidden gems you find.
And even Airbnbs in places like Cologne and Utrecht to see how regular people are using color in their spaces.
So it's not just about high-end design trends, it's about everyday living.
Exactly. They want to capture that authentic vibe, how people actually live and create atmosphere.
They also go to those massive design fairs, right? Like Im Cologne and Mise en Objet.
Oh, yeah, those are huge. But they say those trend reports are only the starting point.
Makes sense. You got to see how those colors actually feel in a real space.
Right. Light materials, textures, it all plays a part.
So they're getting this super practical sense of color, which brings us to what's actually trending now.
And it feels like things have shifted, haven't they? Like, remember a few years back, everything was so bright?
Oh, yeah, like almost too much. You walk into a room and it's like, bam, color explosion.
Yeah. But now it's more toned down, wouldn't you say?
Definitely Sunbin Key calls it a move towards intentionality.
I like that word intentionality. Like, it's not just random, it's carefully chosen.
Exactly. And the colors they're seeing now, they have more depth, more emotion. They're meant to fit into real spaces.
Not just like a showroom display, but a real apartment in Berlin or a cozy cottage in the Dutch countryside.
Totally. And from their research, 3 main style directions are popping up all over Europe.
Okay, hit me with them.
All right, so first up, we've got earthy neutrals. Calm is the new bold.
Ooh, I like that calm is the new bold, like a quiet kind of confidence.
I think serenity, understated elegance, like that picture Sunbin Chi painted of a Hamburg dining room.
Oh, yeah, tell me about that one.
So soft lighting, linen curtains, pale oak floors, a matte beige ceramic table.
Sounds peaceful already.
Then you add those sage green velvet chairs with matte black legs.
Oh, wow, so chic and calming all at the same time.
Right, it's drawing inspiration from nature like stones, clay moss, those muted calming tones.
And the combinations they suggest for this trend are so on point.
Yeah, like sage green with beige walls and black metal accents, or charcoal grays with oak floors and chrome legs.
And don't forget blush pink with soft white walls and walnut wood.
Oh, so dreamy. It's all about creating that instant feeling of ease and comfort.
Totally, like you walk in and just exhale.
Even though the colors are subtle, they still feel sophisticated.
Okay, what's the next direction?
Right, this one's called retro warmth color as comfort.
Ooh, that sounds cozy and nostalgic.
Right, it's all about emotional comfort and warmth, like that classic Amsterdam cafe.
Oh, tell me about this one. I love a good cafe.
So picture this rustic wooden dining table under warm pendant lights.
Okay, I'm there.
Surrounded by mustard yellow velvet chairs with black legs.
I can practically smell the coffee.
Right, and it fits perfectly with that whole retro modern design revival.
With the warm woods and vintage lighting.
Exactly. It's about creating that lived-in, welcoming feeling.
And the pairings for this trend are so warm and inviting.
Like mustard with walnut frames, olive green with black or brass legs, and terracotta with vegan leather and ash wood.
Ugh, you can practically feel the textures.
This is so cozy and tactile.
Okay, so 2 down. What's the third direction?
This one's a bit different. It's called cool, luxury, moody, modern, and intentional.
Ooh, that sounds very urban, very sleek.
Exactly. Think quiet, elegance, sophistication with a touch of moodiness.
Like a chic penthouse apartment.
Exactly. Sunbin Chi described this amazing high-rise flat in Frankfurt.
With those huge floor-to-ceiling windows.
Yes, and a sleek concrete table paired with 4 navy blue PU chairs with brushed brass frames.
Wow, that's a statement.
Right. It's definitely more minimalist and curated aesthetic.
And those cooler shades lend themselves well to those bolder materials like PU and textured
And
fabrics.
maybe even some high-quality leather alternatives.
It's all about that understated luxury.
But here's the thing. It's not just about looks. Sunbin says they approach color like storytellers.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Each color has a specific feeling or mood they want to evoke.
So it's like color psychology. So
Exactly.
tell me what some of those color stories are.
Okay, so for example, sage green is all about calmness, feeling grounded, and a sense of elegance.
That makes sense. You see it a lot in Nordic or eco-inspired homes, right?
Yes, often paired with natural elements like beige linen and matte black legs.
And then there's terracotta, which brings warmth, nostalgia, a touch of Mediterranean charm.
Perfect for rustic interiors or those trendy cafes.
And it looks so good with oak wood and vegan leather.
It's about creating a specific emotional connection.
What about navy blue?
That one screams confidence, depth, classic luxury.
You see it in a lot of city apartments and upscale bistros, right?
Absolutely. Maybe accented with gold piping or paired with rich walnut frames.
Each color really does have its own personality.
It's fascinating, and they've got a whole breakdown for each shade.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more.
So blush pink is all about softness, optimism, and a touch of femininity.
It's perfect for those boutique hotels or romantic homes.
Right, and you often see it with boucle fabric and white metal accents.
Now, charcoal gray, that's a power color.
Definitely strength neutrality, modernism. It's all about minimalist interiors.
With chrome legs and faux wool textures.
And who could forget mustard yellow? It just radiates energy and cheerfulness.
Total retro vibes. It's perfect for mid-century modern designs.
With black frames and velvet upholstery.
And last but not least, jade green.
Sophistication, freshness. You find it in a lot of art deco-inspired interiors.
Often with brass details and smooth PU surfaces.
It's amazing how they think about the mood and style of each space.
It's so much more than just, oh, I like that color.
Right, and this is key. They don't just pull these ideas out of thin air.
They actually test them, right?
Rigorously, they get feedback from their clients, and they're constantly iterating.
So it's a very practical and data-driven approach. And you know what else they pointed out? It's not just the color itself, it's the material.
Right, the fabric, the frame, it all matters.
Like they said, not all pinks are equal.
Exactly. A blush pink on boucle is completely different from the same shade on smooth PU.
Texture is so important, it changes how we perceive color.
Totally. Is it matte or shiny soft or crisp? It makes a huge difference.
And then you've got to think about the lighting, too.
Right, natural daylight versus LED lighting in the evening.
It can totally change how the color looks and feels.
And of course, you've got to consider how the chair color works with everything else in the room.
Like the table, the floor, the walls, it's all got to be harmonious.
And something I'd never really considered, the balance between the chair color and the leg frame.
Me neither, but it makes so much sense. They've got to work together.
And they had some great examples of their best-selling combinations.
Like blush velvet with black powder-coated legs for a modern romantic look.
Or jade PU with a brushed brass frame for refined luxury.
And then the classic charcoal fabric with a natural oak frame for that Scandinavian vibe.
It's amazing how those different pairings create totally different moods.
Now, what about the chair color versus the table color? Any rules there?
Not hard and fast rules, but they said contrast usually adds elegance.
So like a light chair with a dark table or vice versa.
Right, it creates visual separation. If everything's the same tone, it can look a bit flat.
Unless you're going for that ultra minimalist look.
Exactly. It's about creating visual interest.
Now, here's a question I think a lot of people have. Do all your dining chairs have to match?
Nope, not necessarily. As long as they're coordinated. Sunbin says they love using color families.
Like 3 charcoal gray chairs and 2 sage green, all in the same fabric and with the same frame.
Exactly. It adds variety without looking mismatched.
And they also suggested having a base set of neutral chairs with maybe 2 accent chairs in a bolder color, maybe at the head of the table.
That's a great idea. A little pop of personality.
And they even talked about coordinating bar stools with dining chairs.
Like using a deeper shade of the same color for a cohesive flow between spaces.
It's about maintaining those anchor elements, fabric, shape, frame.
So even if the colors are different, the pieces still feel connected.
Like their example of terracotta velvet dining chairs with black metal legs and charcoal velvet bar stools, also with black metal.
The black metal and the velvet create that visual link, even though the main colors are different.
So smart. Now, flip side, are there any colors they avoid?
Oh yeah, a few big no-nos for practical reasons.
Reel the tea.
Okay, so pure white PU is out. Apparently, it discolors and scratches easily.
Plus, it's hard to make it look truly elegant in mass market furniture.
Agreed. It's about durability and longevity.
What else?
Overly saturated reds and blues, they can look dated quickly.
Yeah, they don't tend to do well in European online retail unless it's like a very specific accent piece.
And finally, neon or strong metallic finishes are generally avoided for their main lines.
More for niche or concept furniture.
It's about creating designs that will stand the test of time.
And they have two key questions they ask themselves before putting any color into production.
Hit me.
Will this color look good in both natural and artificial light?
Makes sense?
And will this color still feel relevant in 2 years?
So smart, it's about avoiding those fleeting trends.
If the answer to either question is no, they don't go forward with it.
So this is clearly not just a random process.
Not at all. They invest a ton in testing, not just for durability, but for how colors are perceived.
Oh yeah, they mentioned those 12 professional testing machines.
But even cooler, they built 6 full-scale lifestyle showrooms in their R&D center.
What to test the colors?
Exactly. Each showroom mimics a different type of European home.
Like a small kitchen with morning light, a moody dining room, a modern loft.
They really think of everything.
So they're not just looking at a color swatch under a lamp, they're seeing how it behaves in real-life settings.
That's dedication.
And only after a color has been tested and approved in these real-life settings do they put it into production.
So if it doesn't look and feel right in a real home, it doesn't get shipped out.
Talk about quality control.
It's amazing, right? So it's not just about picking a pretty color.
Nope, it's a whole process.
Yeah.
Understanding how people live, the emotions, colors evoke the harmony between color, fabric, and frame.
And it's all backed by real-world experience and rigorous testing.
As Sunbin put it, the choice of color is about trust between the creator and the buyer.
It's about feeling confident in your choices and knowing they'll stand the test of time. So next time you're in a cafe or at a friend's place, take a look at the chairs.
You might see them in a whole new light.
Think about all the thought that went into choosing those colors and how they're subtly shaping the mood of the space.
It's a whole new way to appreciate design.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive.
Until next time.